discuss the framework in which films are made. So I think open forums in that sense that CFSI always conducts during film festivals is for panelists and speakers to talk, but it's also for the audience to participate. And we encourage other filmmakers and children to come and participate in the forums. The idea is always to investigate, to assess, to reflect where we have reached with the history of children's cinema, if you're going in the right direction, and what really is a paradigm that we're operating in. Today, we are starting with a very important discussion on the rights of child artists in media. Today, when we see a proliferation of shows on television, reality shows, and talent shows, on the one hand, I'm sure a lot of parents feel that these are shows that are building the careers of their children. And of course, their children in advertising, their children in films. And on the other hand, there are questions on really who is regulating that. We do have very strong labor laws outside of media. I'm saying strong on paper at least. We don't really know if they're strong in practice, but we do have those regulations and people are aware of it. But when it comes to media, we somehow assume that children are it's fun to participate in films, to be part of media. It's also something that is good for their development. So today's panel, we're really going to discuss.
Thank you, Umaji. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Very important discussion we'll be having on this forum today after the opening ceremony that we had yesterday on very inclusive and all-encompassing theme that we tried to project during the opening ceremony. Now, this is a very crucial topic. You have already heard the the guidelines that are already in place, and these guidelines were framed in a reaction, as she mentioned, to a particular episode that happened in the electronic media. Now, what we are now concerned about and going to discuss is primarily films, because most of us here are filmmakers or film professionals, cinegoers. So there is no guidelines right now for films as such, because I'll be giving you the regulatory perspective, the government perspective, as well as where we are today when it comes to rules and guidelines for regulating child rights. Both, there are two aspects of child rights. One that you have talked about is the content, which is what do you show about children. And the second, the rights of children who are working in that industry. So we'll have all these nuances, but a little bit of perspective. So when we had this kind of a framework for the electronic media, we were thinking at CFSI that why not be proactive, although we don't have an incident like this right now in the children's film industry, but seeing the growing interest of filmmakers and the kind of response now we have to good children's films, if this is going to be a thriving film market, we must have guidelines in place, both for the content and for the process. So this is just a consultative process. We have had sessions in CFSI. We'll I think come to that after we have had initial discussion. And after that, we have already started implementing that in films being made by Children Film Society of India. So we have adopted certain guidelines. These are voluntary adoptions. It is not you should say statutory or compulsory guidelines, but we thought that there are certain guidelines that must be followed in filmmaking to protect the rights of children. Some of them have already been enumerated in this NCPCR guidelines for the broadcast industry. Some of them we have also incorporated after culling the facts from various international practices all over the world. So this was the perspective in which we thought child rights is a issue which should be debated. And then after the debate, because in regulatory mechanism, if we do not have a consultative and a reciprocative process, then even if your intentions are very noble, it is generally taken as some kind of a burden being imposed on filmmakers or people who are involved in the process. Or there are many other processes in filmmaking. So we are trying to broad base this discussion through this panel, and we'll even take it to other forums in government, in various film chambers and other bodies. But this will be, I think, one of the pioneering discussions in this field on a public platform. So that would give us insights, more insights of the panelists' views and your reactions to that, which we will carry and again discuss it on other forums besides obviously the government before finalizing the guidelines which should come in force, and then how to enforce it. As she was saying, that even if we have guidelines, where are they being followed? So make it foolproof, there should be less guidelines, but they should be practicable, which can be followed. So the main concern now for Children Film Society is that when growing number of children are being roped in, and they find it very interesting because of the democratization of technology. Now the technology enables filmmaking by children also possible through your cameras, mobile phones. It is more imperative that we have some sort of regulations in place in this kind of environment, where their basic needs, like, it's not something unique. All of us who are grown-ups have had experience with children in one form or the other, so we know what, and we have grown up through that process of being a child, so we have experience of the needs of childhood. And the basic needs are, number one, they should have enough space for themselves, recreation facilities. It should not be a very tiresome and a very rigorous routine, which generally the shootings, etc., end up becoming. That's why most of the stars whom we try to bring have always had this kind of a feeling that they are trying to somehow take away time from their busy schedule. But we don't want that any child who has to become a big star later on also foregoes his rights of childhood.
She's a documentary filmmaker, also a teacher. She teaches film in Hyderabad and Bangalore, and she's worked extensively with media literacy, both outside the country and here. I'm going to give the floor to Uma now to introduce our other panelists. Thank you.
Testing, yeah. Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you. It's lovely to see so many people as well as children in this auditorium. I'll do a very quick introduction of the eminent personalities on this panel, and then as we go along, I'll do a more detailed introduction of how very appropriate they are to speak to the issue that we're going to try and wrap our brains around today. So we have, of course, Mr. Amol Palekar. All of you know him. Bobita Sharma ji, who is a child artist and now a TV producer in Assam. Shravan Kumar, who is the CEO of the Children's Film Society. And Ved Kumar Garu, who all of you know, an eminent Hyderabadi. And we'll talk more about him when we invite him to speak. So to quickly talk about what the panel is about, as Monica very appropriately introduced, It is about the rights of child actors, of child artists. A lot of this is not just for adults, but also for children. There has been an exponential increase in the number of children who are participating in all kinds of media. Television, all of you all are familiar with. There are many more TV channels and programs dedicated to children, and film with this phenomenon. When we think of children, we think of them playing in the park, we think of them fighting about homework, we think about them curious, think about. What we don't think about is them sweating long hours in the studio. We don't think about them, not having friends, not having a peer group with which reality for a large percentage, a fairly sizable number of children across the world, and especially in our country today. So with this content, which we'll talk, what are the issues, what are the realities for these children, how can we protect them? This whole festival is about children, and it really won't be any fun if us adults, just hold forth all the time. Although we do have something important to say, do trust us on that.
One thing I must tell you, what really stressed me out later on when I realized was that while giving a shot in front of people, I was really tongue-tied. At that time, I was a very shy, very demure kind of a person. I didn't want to talk in front of people. So it was quite a stress for me to deliver a few lines in front of people. So what now I think is that, do we really think about the psychology of a child when you want to tell her to act in front of people? I was just thinking that what I felt at the time, do we really think about children? Do we even ask them that, would you like to do a role in a film? Do we take their consent? That is some question that comes to my mind as of now. Because now we see that more than the children, it is the parents who want to see their child on stage, on screen, on TV. It is as if they live their dreams through their children. So this is one experience which I feel from my heart, that perhaps we should also, ask the child, before you cast the child, do you really want to act in a film? Even if it's a small child. Because many times the parents also influence the children. No, you have to do it because this is what this is the done thing you have to achieve in life. You have to succeed in life, and this is a stepping stone to success. So while we talk about child rights, these are the psychological things, the emotional things. When we talk about physical well-being, the emotional and psychological well-being of the child is also very important. Because at a very young age, when you expose a child to such things, you also give that much into the mind of the child that achieving and getting success in life is very important. Well, I think that is not the be-all and all of life at all. Because life itself is very much frame the laws and rules and regulations so that it does not harm the child. Also, it does not harm the producer and the directors as well. And also protect everybody and give them a platform to show their creativity. Some people may also say that if really talent, then why do we need children?
Shravan Saab, Amul Palekar ji, Babita Sharma ji, young friends, media friends and other delegates in this International Children's Film Festival of India at Hyderabad. So already one of the panelists expressed, Babita ji, her experience even as a child artist. The basic things is now, really, shall we treat child as a hobby? This acting in cinema as a hobby. Because every child is a child. Childhood is, you can't just get back to childhood. When you have national laws on a child labor, when you have national laws on child labor, when labor working in the small factories, we ban that. We object that because child has to get their childhood and right education, their rights has to be protected. In that circumstances, so huge country, there's no dearth of children in the country. We treat kids, urban and rural. Cinema is an industry. So child should be allowed to get educated with a educational system in the country. At the same time, child should be allowed to have a supplementary reading, watching cinema, playing, and developing their hobbies. So, acting in cinema, shall we permit them to be professionals? Or Babitaji expressed already. See, if a child has to be, you have to find out inherent talent.
But you know, he started, and this is what I think maybe most people may not know as much. He started as a painter, right? Amol sir? He started as a painter, and then he moved on to all these other aspects, and he's really a
friends, and when I say friends, I include all my colleagues sitting here and all of you sitting there. I really am a bit confused because of so many contradictory and contrasting views being expressed here, and so many diverse points of view about how to bring up a child, so to say. Before we come to child actors' right, we have touched upon all these things. I would like to start by saying that I was very pleasantly surprised yesterday to meet two of the child artists whom I had introduced in my film, which I made, say, 4 or 5 years back. A film called Dum Kata, जिसकी दुम कट गई है, दुम कटा. A children's film I made, and in that, the lead actor called Dhruv, I met him yesterday. He is attending the festival purely as a viewer. And we all of us also saw another child artist, Saloni, who was on the stage and performed a skit there. And she had a very tiny role. Both of them were introduced by me as child artists. Now, what is interesting is Dhruv, equally talented, equally brilliant as an actor, performer, chose not to pursue acting as the career after my film. And but he is here to view the films. So that is one path taken by him. Now, I do not know whether it was purely his decision or his parents' decision or jointly together, whatever. But that was the decision, I know for sure.